Well, hello there, Chick Chat. We're back and we have Brook back.
Yay! Hi, I'm back.
She's back from Barbados.
I had a wonderful time.
The Chick Chat know how your trip was, real quick.
It was really fun. We went to Sandals in Barbados and they took really good care of us. We spent a lot of days at the pool and we stayed up way too late, probably later than everyone else on the resort every night. It was really strange, but we hung out by the beach. We ate really good food. We had a candlelight dinner. So I'm all honeymooned up now.
She's ready to come back and report on Sister Wives. But we do have quite a few new subscribers, so welcome to the new subscribers. And if you are new here, definitely subscribe and like and share or copy the share link. And
copy the share link, yeah.
You don't even got to share it. Just hit that. Just hit it. But let's just dive right into it. So we're on Sister Wives season 19, episode 16. And we're going to start this episode off with Kody and Robyn on ATVs. And we see Kody about lose his last wife.
When I was texting Anne watching this, Anne was wondering if this was an attempt at purposefully harming.
Unaliving.
I wonder. Kody wondered a little bit once he ripped her helmet off at the end, which isn't that the first thing they tell you not to do?
I think so. I'm not well versed in motorcycle or helmet safety, so if y'all chick chatters know, let us know. But yeah, I don't think you're really supposed to just like take the helmet off. But
I'm not a doctor, but I think when you have a fall where you hit your back or your head like that, you're not supposed to really move your spine and neck and all that for a little bit. But
Kody thought she kind of did it on purpose, so he might have just thought she was fine.
He just started yelling at her pretty much. They did try to leave us on a kind of a stupid cliffhanger during the show, but I mean, they really just popped into Moab for a minute.
Yeah, they just had Christine let us know that David gives her whatever she wants.
Which is cute. I think
they're
lovebirds.
But I don't have a lot to say with the whole Christine and David part of the storyline, just because this is a lot of regurgitated stuff that we saw in the wedding episode. So
I agree. I didn't even really save any pictures from at least that part of the episode. There's more from their wedding, of course, in their rehearsal, but it didn't make any sense. I don't know why, but I was actually concerned about Robyn, so it just felt really bizarre to pop into. David's going to give me whatever I want.
As Kody's final wife is like on death's door, possibly.
I didn't understand the switch up there. Sometimes they do a good job of keeping me entertained, and I guess they wanted me to be on the edge of my seat, but it was obvious nothing happened to Robyn, or we would have known about that. But
the way she flew in the air was just like a rag doll.
I know, she really did fly off of that thing. Even if she did that on purpose, I don't think she thought she was going to fly off of it like that. I mean, that was definitely an accident.
Well, she was trying to avoid him on purpose, and they did talk in the beginning of the episode how she's a thrill rider and she's a speed demon and she likes to get on the hills and stuff. And Robyn did over-exaggerate Kody yelling at her. I think he was just kind of like, are you good?
Like, what the hell?
What was that? What the hell? And I laughed because Robyn doesn't want her kids to know that she has any fun and that she's a normal person.
I know. She said that too. She says she never gets to have any fun. And then in her confessional thing, she's all, oh, well, my kids don't know that much about my motorized extravaganzas.
It's like, okay. Why don't you let your kids know that you have fun? Maybe they'd stop being so sad and crying and like nervous all the time.
Why don't you let them have fun?
Let the skinny Sobbins have fun too, Robyn.
Yeah.
It seems like Robyn's been like that though. If you think back to like, even all the purity stuff, she's like, I lived a whole different life. It's giving that lady from Plathville who got to have all the technology growing up, and then now she's just gonna suppress her kids.
Yes, Kim Plath. I guess there is another season of Plathville coming as well, which that was sort of up in the air. So I don't know. Maybe I can talk Anne into doing a couple videos about it. We probably won't cover the whole season, but
if some of you guys comment for Plathville,
yeah.
I'll be convinced.
Yeah, don't just have it be me convincing.
Yeah, Brooke can't fight that fight on her own. I need a couple people.
I've been trying to do it they've been on for 7 seasons. I had her for 1.
I actually started rewatching that season too, because I was like, maybe.
But then really gets just crazy these last 2 seasons. Just insanity.
But back to our sister wives.
Robyn and Kody decide that they're going to continue their traveling up on the hillside and they're going to watch the sunset. But this is what they're supposed to see the sunset through.
Yeah. I think he said if you could see right through the trees, that's where it would be.
This is where the sunset would be. This is where I drove you up here. This is where you risked your life to come.
This is where you hear the angels singing.
Kody, you could have saw the sunset probably from where you guys were riding from. Why'd you take her all the way up here to look at this?
I don't know. I don't understand it. I think it was all staged situation anyways, just to have this little conversation. Robyn just looks like she's been through it though after that.
I know.
She looks so tired. But they start having this conversation about, again, what went wrong in their plural marriage. He brings up that the one home idea is really what killed it for him. And I believe that because he did change a lot after they all said no to the one home idea.
That's
so
true.
I do think that's when he stopped caring at
Yeah.
all. I don't know
agree.
why. But
Well, I honestly, when I play Kody in The Sims, I prefer them to all be in one home too.
True. Sim Kody and real life Kody do have quite a few similarities. So
They do, yeah. And when I take on his personality, I do want them all together.
one house, it's just easier.
It's just easier.
It's easier on him, yeah.
It
I
really
think-
comes down
yeah.
to that. It's easier for him to fulfill his quote unquote duties, which is, let's be real, all he has seen himself is as a duty filler for since the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
He really has gone through an enlightenment. I think even especially in this episode and especially in this conversation and his confessionals, I'm impressed with him being real with himself at this point. According to Kody, he's just been performing his duties. So of course it's going to be easier for him to do all that when they're all together.
Right. And honestly, it makes more sense. I feel like polygamy would work better that way if you can do it, because he can see all of the kids a lot easier too. So Robyn says that everybody changed. And once they got the Flagstaff, it seemed like the other wives wanted to focus on the kids who moved away. And I'm like, okay, Robyn, sorry that everybody else's kids are grown and left and you decide to keep all yours huddled up in your house and won't let them leave.
I think she's rewriting history in her words in this conversation as well about the wives, because Christine had that role forever of taking on the work of being a mom to the kids. And not that Robyn had to go off and do something else, because she seems to have that role as well. But Robyn didn't need a nanny. Robyn didn't need a aunt or a cousin around or whoever was over there. She could have also utilized the family. And I think that would have made everyone actually more dynamic and connected in what she claims that she wanted.
Oh, for sure.
I think she's pretending that she was more open as well, because she really had a lot of boundaries around her and Kody.
Well, from what I've heard, Dayton wanted to move to Arizona to kind of be on his own. And then all of a sudden, Robyn was like, I'm coming with you.
Robyn influenced the entire family to see angels.
Let your adult kids be adult kids. She's going church shopping with them. She's moving states with them. Just let them out your nest, you crazy bird.
Yeah. She's the craziest bird. Oh.
Sorry, all the other sister wives are focused on their adult children who are having children and stuff like what else would you do as a grandparent? You know, I mean, there's Truly, but she's the youngest right now, other than Robyn's kids. But what do you mean? I can't stand her sometimes. But anyways, so then we go over to Meri, who's apparently got to cut up a quilt because Kody wants some of his t-shirts back, which I don't know how he's going to do anything with them anyways.
This is such a weird thing to me, but it's also so Kody, right? It's so 17th grade. These people are so immature. Yeah. Give me my shirts back.
Yeah, so now Meri's got to cut up this quilt, which was originally his idea in the first place, and he's going to complain that Meri has all this stuff. And it's like, what if Meri wanted to pass that down to Leon or something, and Leon had the quilt? Right. Not saying that only one person deserves it, but you let her have the stuff to make the quilt. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what do you need it for now? To give Robyn some scraps? Like, oh, this was my t-shirt when I was 6.
That's the part. I couldn't really understand his reasoning, but at the same time, this just is so Kody. Didn't he melt her ring up and all of that too? It's just Kody and Meri, they're both so destructive. Just last episode that I missed, Meri wanted to purposefully break their sign together. And she's been just on a pathway of destruction of their marriage, which is fine. I would be too if I were Meri.
But blowing everything up.
Yes, these two are just so much about, okay, it happened and now it's not happening, so everything must be destroyed. The quilts, the rings, all of it.
They're so damn similar in so many ways, and it's so funny to me.
It's a wonder they made it 37 years.
One of the funny things, though, a tidbit actually, is that they talk about The Price is Right? And Kody was on The Price is Right as an actual contestant. I thought he might have been just in the audience. So I found this little article because, I mean, people now are like, Kody was on The Price is Right? So there's this article from TV Showcase. And apparently he went on The Price is Right on May 5th, 1994. So it was right around the time he married Janelle. Him and Meri went on Price is Right. And he has a VHS, apparently, that he shows people sometimes of him being on Price is Right. Apparently, Kody, according to this article and stuff, won $500 on Price is Right, but didn't get much further than that because he guessed something else wrong or whatever.
What game did he play? Does it say?
So it says he was on there, obviously, when Bob Barker was on there. I had it all pulled up, but he played one of the where he has to guess what's that one in the beginning of the show?
Well, to get on the
under
stage.
Or over. The under or over.
To get on the stage, you have to play that under over game.
Yeah, he played that and he won that one. And then the next game that he played, he
probably didn't win anything.
Get it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he got on the stage, but he lost his game.
Yes, that's what it sounds like from what I saw. But I just thought that was funny little tidbit that before.
That is a tidbit. I had no idea.
Yeah, and you can't find the actual footage anywhere. It seems like Kody's the only one with footage because I was trying to look high and low for it.
I want to see.
Yeah, I was trying to look high and low for it, but apparently it was May 5th, 1994. So if y'all come across the clip or whatever, just link it to us in the comments because I've been trying to look for this. YouTube has like the day after on there, or like a couple days before or something like that.
I bet TLC went and scrubbed that right up for them.
That's something that I've heard too, is that maybe because now TLC owns Sister Wives and all these people's likeness and stuff, they might have just scrubbed it.
They're like, no, we're gonna get rid of that one.
Yeah. Our parents could have seen Kody Brown on Price is Right and not even realize what they were looking at.
Yep.
Anyways, while Meri's cutting up this blanket, she does let Jen know that Kody told her that she was horrible for 20 years. So he's going to reciprocate that and be horrible to her for 20 years. And then maybe he'll get back with her.
That's bullshit.
And then she's like, joke's on him. I didn't last that long. Excuse me, miss, but you would have. Yeah. And you mean 10 years after hearing that statement is a really long time. If someone were to say that to me, I'm not going to wait 10 years.
No.
It's not a flex that you left after 10 years, Meri Brown.
And that's not somebody wanting to do anything constructive with the relationship. I'm just going to put you on ice for the next 20 years because I feel like that's what you did to me. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Just 40 years. You're just making yourself suffer, Kody. And that's why you're so bitter. Exactly. And then he blames it all on Robyn. I don't want to blame you, but I'm going to blame you for being my conscience.
Oh, look at there. To explain why Meri stayed so damn long, she chalks it up to him figuring things out and that she was hard to live with. And it's like, okay, all right. I'm so sick of hearing Kody's figuring things out and all this stuff. Like, you know how he can figure things out by working on his marriages and stuff, but instead of doing that, he wants to make you suffer for 20 years because you like stuff in certain places in the kitchen and you're kind of bitchy.
You want a wet bar.
You want a wet bar and you're a little bit bitchy about it.
I want a wet bar.
And you don't love your sister wives. The way you treated Janelle in the kitchen and all that crap. It was Kody's choice. So I'm sick of all the excuses. Once he told you that, you should have known that this isn't going to work.
That's him saying, I'm never going to forgive you. I'm not willing to forgive you. That's not saying stick around another 20 years, Meri.
It's so petty. Like, let me make you miserable for 20 years while I have 3 other women on the side that I get to go hang out with and be with in front of your face.
Yeah. Oh, Kody. I couldn't be happier that all these women have left.
It's disgusting, yeah. And Kody says that he was mad enough to tell her the truth. And he's like, she really wanted to work on the marriage. I was going to give her a roadmap of all the things I didn't like about her. And it's like, yeah, the roadmap to nowhere. She was on that roadmap for 10 years and didn't get her anywhere.
I know. I would not even have started on that. You know, that happened in Plathville as well between Olivia and the oldest son, the two that they followed pretty heavily. The oldest son gave Olivia essentially a list of 3 things that we can still not to this day pin them on. But there was 3 things that needed to be done in order for their marriage to continue. And Olivia was not willing to do any of those things. I think literally one of them was cooking 3 square meals a day type of thing.
Yeah. I'm sure that was on Meri's list too, even though he's not even going to come and eat them.
Yeah, just cook them and bring them to Robyn's house.
I need 3 meals a day, Meri. She eats them by herself at the table. Candlelit.
Oh, no wonder she found herself in a catfish relationship.
I need 6 dozen Rice Krispies a month.
Thank God for those Rice Krispies. That just hobbled them through several years.
I think that's what kept them together, on the Rice Krispies, more so than Robyn. Speaking of Kody and Robyn, we're going to go back over there. And Robyn starts playing dumb with us. I can't stand this, but she wants to play dumb with us and asks Kody, but what about Janelle? It's like, we are 2 years out from Janelle and Kody's Christmas fight and all that crap. What do you mean, what about Janelle? Are you crazy? Are you gaslighting me, Robyn? Like you were saying last episode that you feel gaslit. I feel so gaslit every time you talk about these women and you're like, well, what about this? You could be going to couples counseling, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Kody's been getting a lot of crap for him blaming her, but at the same time, I would be like, shut the like, shut up.
I know. But that's the problem. Is he's not telling her to shut the F up. It's clear that behind closed doors, he's still selling her this ridiculous story about that they're going to be sister wives and he's going to work it out. And I get that he's probably saying that to her at this point out of pure exhaustion and just wanting it to end. But he needs to have this conversation with her where he's very clear.
Part of me thinks that, yeah, maybe Kody was still selling her on that, but then part of me wonders if Robyn's just so delusional that she's just selling it to herself at this point, and nobody's trying to sell her it.
Yes, she needs to hear it in the way Kody just said it. When she asked, is Janelle still interested? And he says no. And she even asked again, she said those words. She needs to hear point blank, period. And I think she needed to hear what Kody ended up saying towards the end of the episode, which she has this delusion in her head that there are sister wives and plural families that eventually get to this space of harmony or peace and that they live a happy life. And I'm not sure I've heard anyone. I know Kody probably is more of an expert in this world than I am. And he's standing in front of her saying, that's not a reality. I feel bad that Kody has to deliver that message, but I think if there's anything real about this conversation, which there's very little, I think this was kind of real. That Robyn really needs to hear Kody is not interested in trying to make something work that he's never seen work successfully.
For sure. Even though Robyn has been very pushy towards him trying to reconcile with his wives, I mean, to me, all of a sudden, but you know, that's neither here nor there. But even though that is going on, Kody still has willpower and can say, I'm not happy in these marriages. I need to leave. He could have did that years ago. And I'm sick of Robyn playing this dumb card. Like, well, I've been trying to help him with these marriages. I've been this. I didn't know. I did. Like, what about Janelle? Girl, you entered this family on a sacred covenant. I know you know that these marriages weren't working.
Right.
Alleged. Well, alleged that.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, it's kind of like I said, I think the last time that we filmed together, Robyn really does put on a master class in acting dumb. And I actually believe sometimes that she really does live in this delusion that they're going to get to the celestial kingdom or whatever if they have 3 wives. And I think she really is sometimes having an identity crisis that she's not like a god now. And what is she going to do? But
where's She-Ra when you need her?
I mean, Robyn needs more than that.
And if you guys don't know, She-Ra was Robyn's alter ego, apparently, before she was with Kody, that was keeping her single. Like, you don't need a man.
Yeah.
Like, she had that going on.
But Robyn is going to stick by Kody because she's stuck. So she's stuck.
Well, I'm hoping She-Ra makes an appearance at some point because this woman needs her. She needs her little alter ego right now because I'm sick of the gaslighting. They are actors. They're both acting. They're both playing some kind of role. Cody said it last season, I can act with Meri. Robyn's pretending she doesn't know anything right now and she's struggling with this. And it's like, it's been 2 years at this point since Christine left.
Yeah.
Or more. You're like,
and Janelle was not that far behind. I kind of get it. Janelle has been a little bit flip-floppy as well, but not this season. This season, she's been pretty clear. She has said those words, and it's time for everybody to move on. I think that that's what Kody's trying to tell Robyn, but she really has been brainwashed herself or refuses to live in reality, all of it. I couldn't imagine. Sometimes I feel bad for Kody. It's like, she must just be such a cloudy weight, and then all her sad children. It's just... God, he just wants to move to Europe in the sun and get away from it all.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're with the wrong wife for that. Meri was just in Stonehenge.
I know. And Christine, she was happy. It's you, Kody. The problem is you. Look what you do to these women.
I know, but he's right. They do have the right to move on at this point. Everyone else has moved on. It's just about time. I've been trying to fight for absolutely nothing makes 0 sense. It's just a waste of everybody's time. Even Janelle's like,
she's over it. She's completely over it. And she can't stand the idea, I think, as everyone else thinks, that Robyn is in control of all of this and actually making Kody stick around. Robyn is doing that out of her own selfish need. Not because she wants to save the family. She's doing it either because she thinks she's not going to make it to the celestial kingdom, or because she's going to have to live with Kody alone for the rest of her life, or I don't know. But she's only doing all this hubbubaloo for her own damn self, not
Well,
to
yeah,
save
or for
Janelle
their
from
money or to help support her and her
Right.
$1 million mansion or whatever alleged. But
Right.
that's the thing is, if she really cared about her sister wives, she would want what's best for them. And if that's not Kody, then it's not Kody. She let Meri hang on for so long trying to convince Kody and Meri that they can work this out and stuff when they could have been done 10 years prior with a regular divorce. Whatever.
So we pop over
Anyways.
to the wedding.
Yeah, the wedding that we've already seen, but they show David tripping on that altar again. I have a little analogy actually. David trips on that altar because everybody was nervous to do it. So if he does it, then it kind of takes the edge off of that. Kind of think that's what happened with Avalon in a way, because everyone was so worried about a kid being lost in the river. So then
she's like, I'll do it.
I'll do it. I'll get lost in the river. Although
she wasn't even close to the river though. She was in the bathroom with her grandmother.
Yeah, they had Tony's mom there to watch the kids, and then they don't decide to check with Tony's mom, who's supposed to be watching the kids, where the kid is.
Yeah.
That was like the only real difference between Christine's segments this episode and the wedding special, which we did a whole wedding special. So if you guys want to check that out and we talk about the wedding, especially this part of it, go check it out.
They literally did this scene there.
They did most of these scenes, even the one where she's like, I'm getting married, sister. Like,
I know, and the makeup trial, the mimosas, all of it.
The facial sheet masks. Yeah, I do just want to say I love Aspen's outfit. I said it in the recap as well, but Aspen's outfit is just
she looks like a true rehearsal dinner planner.
I know, she was kind of wedding coordinating.
Yeah, she was
for a second in the actual special, but yeah, I was hoping that this would be the last episode of Christine and David's wedding. No, we're gonna get one more.
We get the actual wedding next time. Hopefully for a short period of time.
Hopefully, because I'm ready to see what their life's really like after. So back to this conversation, the roadmap to nowhere conversation that Kody and Robyn are having.
This slice of it, though, I think was the most meaningful of it all. This is where they really go back and forth about Janelle. I mean, she literally brings up Janelle again and asks for therapy. But I thought that this part was particularly strange because Kody was trying to make a point or whatever about how he doesn't love any of those wives anymore. And he says something along the lines of here that sometimes for about 15 minutes, he feels like he could be mad enough at Robyn to leave. And this is a sarcastic thing he's trying to say to make the point that he still is mad enough at Janelle and Christine and Meri that he wants to leave, and it's been years. And he says he's never felt that with Robyn for more than 15 minutes. And immediately, Robyn is so self-centered. Me? You felt like you could leave me? Well, why would that make any difference? What's going on? She cannot even fathom that he's talking about someone else and talking up their relationship. It doesn't even compute for her.
And she's like, when did you say that? Because he said, I've let it slip before. When did you say that? I even remember him saying that. Remember when he said something about moving somewhere else and having a side girl and then realizing he wants to be with Robyn, so he'll go right back to her?
Yeah, it's so true.
I don't know why Robyn, again, is playing dumb even with Kody. If I were him, I would also be frustrated with her, honestly, too. He got a lot of crap for blaming her. Although I will play devil's advocate. She just pushes so much. Like, she kept pushing Janelle. And if this is even a snippet of what it's like at home, I can see where Kody would be like, I'm not blaming you, but you really did guilt me into dating with people longer than I needed to. I don't even think it's that bad that he said that. But that's just
relentless.
Because she is. Remember the one time her and Meri were on the property and she even tried to move herself around so then this way Kody was walking more with Meri trying to make them hold hands.
I know. Yeah, Robyn is relentless. Has been from day one. And I don't know. It just
with Meri.
Yes, with Meri. Especially with Meri. Well, she never really got along with the other sister wives as much.
She says she told Kody to sleep on Christine's couch. Sure, that's one time, but name another. And then Janelle, she said that he needed to go back after that fight. That's one time, name another. So...
Well, and she's making him stay in these marriages, but she's not really suggesting anything other than continue to keep yourself around them. It's like, continue to be miserable around every other woman and then come back to me and we can have our happy marriage and keep it that way only for the benefit of me so that I can feel like I know what my identity is. No, Robyn, no. There are like 20-something other people in this family.
And because she doesn't want to get the brunt of it anymore, I think. She doesn't want him there all the time to be mad at her.
Yeah, if you're mad all the time, go be mad at their house where they're mad too. But here, I want you to be my best customer.
My best customer. Oh, man. Love should be multiplied, not divided.
Love has been over multiplied. This is the part where he really has to spell out for her, yes, Janelle told me that she's done. We're not going to continue this relationship. He made the similarity that Janelle feels about Kody the way that Kody felt about Meri. And I think that is actually really accurate. And I'm not mad at that. I think that's pretty self-aware even.
Although Kody only let that go on for like a year or two. He let Meri go on for about 10.
So true.
So it's accurate, but at the same time, what you did was a lot worse. At least Janelle is telling you she doesn't want anything to do with you. You wouldn't tell Meri that.
Yeah.
That's the difference, is that Janelle's being honest about how she feels, and you've been ping-ponging and all types of stuff. You wanted Meri to be miserable for 20 years.
Really, probably at the quote-unquote behest of Robyn. Not really because Kody wanted her around, but because Kody didn't want Robyn to be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And Robyn eventually demands an explanation here, because I think in Robyn's delusional mind, she has decided, just like Kody said, that Kody sold her this very special world and special dream, and she believed it all, even though she also believed she was going to destroy it all. But this is the part where she's saying, did you or did you not love your wives? Because that was important for me when we got married. Are you lying or not?
Yeah, but in the same breath, like, yes, you were sold a dream 15 years ago, but you also lived through these 15 years. I think you should have enough self-awareness to see what's going on around you and not be like, oh my God, I've been sold this dream 20 years ago, and do you not love your wives? Like, you can see people falling out of love, I think, over time. Like, do we really have to sit here and dissect it like that? Like, you should know you're an adult woman. You were in your 30s when you decided to take on this marriage. I mean, at least the other wives were pretty young when they decided to do it. Like, 19, 20, 21. You were literally 30. So you should have enough self-awareness to know what is going on, especially if you're going to go into a marriage with a sacred covenant, because he said 2 of his wives were about ready to leave him. He thought he told
it sounded like this was the first time he was telling her this.
I know. Well, she always acts like it's the first time she's hearing stuff.
It's true that because she does this sentence right here.
Doesn't make sense.
Refuses to allow it to make sense.
Exactly. You don't make sense either. And it's like, you've been around for the last 15 years. What were you doing? Yeah. What were you doing in your house? What does the man do? What does the Robyn do while all these marriages are going on? Sit in my house, in my nest, and make my kids sad all day. What is this? Stop acting like you don't know what's going on around you. It just drives me crazy.
Yeah, so at this point, Kody's even driven himself mad into understanding that he is a flip-flopping fool, because Robyn has this man flip-flopping dancing all over the damn place, just trying to convince her that they can be monogamous at the same time they can be polygamous. It's just crazy. Crazy. I genuinely hope that at the end of this hilltop conversation, Robyn has a come to Jesus moment when she comes down this hill and she just tries to have a life that's worth something at this point other than crying all day.
Well, she won't. 20 years down the line, when Kody looks at Robyn and he's like, you've been making me miserable these last 20 years, so now I'm going to finally do that to you.
I know.
They're both walking red flags. I just think they deserve each other, to be real. So let them be together. And Kody's right. They deserve to move on and be walking red flags together.
So do.
Christine and everybody else is like, I don't understand why they can't be happy. Because they're not happy people, even together. And they're not happy because they don't want to be.
Not long-term happy. I'm not sure that they're as much of soulmates as they think they are in this state that they're in now.
Misery loves company. And that's what
true.
They are.
That's very true.
Yeah, we'll get into this, I guess.
Yeah, should we?
I'll get into Kody's virginity. They did this whole big virginity episode where Robyn had to embarrass herself by talking about how her virginity was stolen from her, make it seem like she was essayed almost in a way in front of the kid that she conceived. And then
that was Robyn's own way of rewriting her own history, right?
Exactly.
That she didn't actually make that choice. Really, Kody is her ultimate.
But Kody could have spoke up and said, I did it too.
I know. His 2 wives didn't even know. Do you think they just found out like we did, like this?
They probably did. They don't talk, so I would assume. You would think he would have told Janelle, though, because he does even communicate with Janelle even a little bit this season. Janelle was saying she was hearing things here and there from Kody about certain things. So I don't know. I would have thought maybe he would have talked to Janelle, but Janelle doesn't get intimate. Not like that. Not emotionally. Oh my God, I about spit my drink out when he said that because I'm like, stop insinuating all this actual stuff with Janelle. Are y'all really just a bunch of horny rabbits or something when you're together?
I think that's what he really is trying to always tell us. That she's just obsessed with his
It's
body.
crazy. Go
They
Janelle.
just
I
have
didn't
a
realize
very
you were
surface level thing.
Janelle's the one I would have least expected, and not because of anything like physical. It's just that she's just so chill and she's just so like.
She's probably a freak in the sheets.
She must be. I mean, she really must be if Kody keeps bringing that up. Because even Robyn, when he said she doesn't get intimate with me, well, not emotionally, Robyn was like, because it's like, isn't it sacred or whatever?
It's supposed to be. That's why I was surprised that Kody even allowed Robyn to talk about that whole impurity thing when it happened. But really, it was just to correct the record that Kody
And to
was
traumatize their kids.
and to traumatize the kid. Yes, but
yeah,
not to get too in depth into Kody's mind, because obviously that is a place that nobody can understand, not even Kody. But I always have wondered about Kody's path from his previous religion into the religion that makes him think he needs to have a plural marriages. And I know that his family just sort of like did it when he was gone and whatever, but he was an adult by then. He could have made his own choices. Part of his family made their own choices and split off. I wonder if this whole virginity thing had anything to do with him maybe feeling so guilty that he thought he had to sort of make it all the way to the top of the celestial kingdom in order to make up for his lost purity. So this kind of helped make some sense to me and to Kody, because this is something I didn't have any idea about. I really just assumed they were both virgins and him and Meri got married. And I think in any religion, especially all the ones that his family was dabbling in, your purity is super important. So I could see him being so shameful and guilty that maybe he really threw himself into plural marriage when he knew in the back of his mind that that wasn't for him.
Yeah, I was wondering that too, actually, if that's really what catapulted him into all this nonsense.
I think that gives some more standing to his ideas that he's trying to tell us now, that yes, he loved his wives, but he wasn't in love with them and didn't really care too much about being a plural family. He just wanted to save his soul, I think.
Possible.
Yeah, but look what happened now, Kody.
I am curious, though, if this is the same woman he brought up. Was it last season that he wanted to marry but then didn't marry, or was that a whole different woman?
I don't know. It sounds like this was earlier.
Oh wait, no, that woman I think was after Janelle, right? So
yeah, it sounds like a
different woman. Maybe
this happened way earlier, I think, but that's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like this happened before Meri, but yeah, you're right.
Maybe it could have been the same lady, though.
She came right back around.
She came back around. He's like, I can save my soul this way too. I'm marry her.
Marry her. Add her to the lineup.
Yeah, why not?
Give her a roadmap to nowhere.
Gosh. Kody
basically begs Robyn to let that dream go and that they should just make a new dream, which I agree. Find a new dream.
It's his time to let it go. I do wish he would listen to her a little bit more, although I think he's listened to her enough. But I guess what I'm saying is I wish Robyn would talk more about what it means to her to be letting go of this and why she can't let go of it, because she just keeps banging her head against make it work. But I don't think he really understands what's making her so sad either. Or maybe
I don't either.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I don't get it. And she's clearly suffering.
Right, but it's like self-suffering for what? You're right. She needs to explain why she needs these sister wives.
Even if he's not going to fix it, he needs to get where she's coming from, because he's getting real mad at her.
She's telling him to go to therapy with Janelle, but I honestly think they need to go to therapy. Why don't you guys go to therapy and work this out?
She's over here crying in bathrooms at night, saying she has an identity crisis, talking about how she doesn't know how to live her life. She physically does not know how to continue her life.
She couldn't have the perfect Christmas.
She needs to go to therapy more than anybody.
Any of them, yeah, honestly. Her and Kody combined need to go to therapy together and apart. I think they could use some good therapy, but
yeah.
Anyway, so
Kody does say at the end of this conversation here in his confessional something that I thought was quite interesting. He admitted that he's now a monogamous, not by choice per se, but more so out of failure in his marriages. And he says and owns up to the fact that he has 3 women who have decided that he's not worth it, and admits that he is scared that Robyn might soon see him as worthless too. So I thought that that was one of the most self-aware things Kody said in a while too. He seems to be coming a little bit more to reality and ripping Robyn into it to the best.
I think that that's something everybody can relate to too. I mean, I'm sure there's been times in people's lives where you just feel like you're not worth it to that person, or you feel like kind of worthless. And honestly, it made me feel bad for Kody for half a second. Maybe if he was more upfront about a lot of things, maybe some of his relationships would have worked out. long term.
I agree.
Things would have worked out a lot better for him. Even if that feeling was that he doesn't want to be with these people anymore. Kody has these moments of self-awareness, but then he also has these petty moments of like wanting t-shirt scraps and crap like that. So I go back and forth as well. But I do think he's a complex person. I can't just say that like, Kody is a straight up narcissist. Everybody's like, oh, he's a narcissist. I do think he is in a sense, but I also think some of the things he's saying is true. Like, I do think Robyn needs to stop pushing him. I've been seeing a lot of recaps where people are like, oh, he's so bad for saying, I'm not going to blame you, but I'm going to blame you. Which, yes, that's true. But in the same breath, he's very pushy.
Yeah. He's acknowledging that he's exhausted, and there are points that he's been so exhausted that he's probably lied to her and said, yep, I'm going to try again. But he's not. And so he needs to just be honest. And she needs to stop with the questioning consistently and persistently.
But like we say, two things can be true at once. Kody can be a narcissist who blames people for things that he should be taking accountability for. But at the same breath, Robyn is over here being a nut all day, every day.
Yeah. Relentless, nuttage.
But
we saw Garrison.
We did. I was going to say, look at him. I miss him. It's nice to see these little clips of Garrison. It's bittersweet. I don't know. I kind of wish they would show him. We've said before, I get why they took him out, but in the same breath, I think little moments like this is beautiful. Christine and David are gearing up for their wedding the next day, and they're just on this boat drinking and stuff. Again, this is in their wedding special, so there's nothing new in these scenes at all.
I love the way David is looking at Christine right now, though. I think
He's
it's so
proud.
Cute. Yeah.
He's proud.
Like the smile on this man's face is big.
Yep. The groom, the man, the myth, the legend, the proud man. He's so proud.
Who chugs with their hand in their pocket? Does anyone else do that?
She gave him something after.
You're right.
There was some kind of game or something she was doing. So that was cute. Yeah, he was like, that's my unicorn.
Yeah,
that's what he called her.
I know. They're so cute. But yeah, Christine says something sweet at the end of the episode about not realizing how frantic of a person she was, which is hilarious to me because she was always so frantic, and says that she's a lot calmer now that David's around. And I think I tend to agree with that. But she's still eccentric, but less frantic.
The only other thing I do want to mention with Christine and David is when they were in their confessional and Christine's like, of course I'm not inviting Robyn and Kody. And she's getting visibly upset. And I think she's done with these producers asking her dumb questions.
I know. Well,
and I don't blame her because I know it's a new production company and stuff, but they be asking her the stupidest stuff sometimes. And you can tell she's getting annoyed.
Oh, yeah. She was, why would I do that? Even Janelle was like, why is this a question? Why would I?
Even as a viewer, I don't even need that question to be asked. I don't need to know whether or not Kody and Robyn are invited to that wedding. We'd all know that they're not. Why would they be? Would you invite your ex to your wedding? I mean, most people wouldn't.
I did invite my ex to my wedding, but he was in jail instead.
True, but you didn't invite all your exes. You didn't invite Snaggletooth, and you didn't invite... Sometimes people can be friends with an ex, but not all, you know.
I'm dead. No, I only invited one. And you know what? I left it up to my husband, and he's the one who voted yes. So don't come for me.
So some people can do it. Brooke's a very rare exception, but her ex is also like 10 years removed and all that. Like Kody and Christine are not in that kind of place where they could be friends.
No. Did you see how much emotion was stirred up just in asking the question, are these people allowed to come? This woman jumped up out of her chair and screamed.
Well, especially after what TLC pulled with the David and Kody meeting at Gwendolyn's party and stuff. Like that was another moment where we saw Christine get upset with the producers, almost like when they asked her something stupid. It's like, stop asking this woman stupid questions. Let her enjoy her wedding, her little wedding special, and then you can ask her all the stupid questions in the world later. But
yeah, she has all the other days available to talk about Kody, not this one.
Yeah.
So next time we have more Meri single things. I think she's going to install some lacy black curtains into her super old B&B. I don't know what she's going to do, but
you think we're going to see Amos?
Possible. I think we're getting closer to that, especially after this wedding.
I remember her announcing it maybe like 2 months after the wedding or something.
After the wedding, yeah. And they had to have talked a little bit before. So we could be getting into Amos era, but I don't know how much we'll know about him, but you're right. That is happening soon. Kody admits that he needs a lot of attention and he's outside cutting down trees. Makes it look like something terrible is going to happen. I
think a man with 4 wives definitely needs a lot of attention, sir. Like, no, like we all know that.
Are you just realizing this? Even if you never wanted to be a polygamist to begin with and you only did it because of your soul, you've grown to get a lot of attention now. By the amount of children that he has.
You have 50 kids, you're on a TV show, and you had 4 wives. You obviously need a lot of attention. What are you talking about?
Right. Then we see the wedding day again, and Robyn and Kody are gonna react to that.
Aren't we just so happy for them?
So crazy.
Woman needs to be sedated.
I know.
Anyways, thank you for joining Chick Chat. Another interesting episode of Sister Wives. And remember to like, subscribe, share,
comment, click the button where it says share, and then just click copy link. And that would help us a lot to get shared to others and grow.
And remember, love should be multiplied, not divided. And don't be inviting your snaggletooth exes to your weddings. All right. Goodbye, Chick Chat.